Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Tone In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. Today, it's time for another comic book review. Now, when we left off with issue number 5 of Harley Quinn, Harley had just made a jailbreak with some of her friends with the assistance of Solomon Grundy. Plus, we met a new villain who has come to town. His name is Eli, but actually he'd rather go by the name Keepsake. Now, in this issue, Harley is definitely going to have her hands full, but she's going to get some assistance from an old feline friend. Will this be enough to take on Hugo Strange's men and Keepsake? Well, let's get on with my comic book review for Harley Quinn, issue number 6, Cat and Quinn. As issue number 6 opens, Harley Quinn is on the run from a barrage of bullets from the Magistrate, and just as they have her cornered in an alley and it looks like certain doom, it will be none other than Catwoman who leaps in to provide some assistance. Now, in just a matter of moments, Catwoman will take down the entire Magistrate. Wanting to show her gratitude, Harley runs over to Catwoman to give her a giant hug, but she's not in the mood for hugs, as she just wants answers, specifically what Harley is doing in Alleytown in the first place. Harley explains that she's been tracking a shipment of Hugo Strange's nasty concoctions that he's been using on the Joker's former clowns, and she could really use her help in this matter. Now, at first, Catwoman is not interested, but Harley will try and plead with her that she should really be helping the people who really need help, and she would be a hero. But Catwoman reminds Harley that's not who she is. And while Harley has tried to make her case to Catwoman as to why she should help, the one thing that seems to get Catwoman's attention is Harley promising to never come back to Alleytown if she helps her with this case. Now, it's not going to take too long for these duo to start rounding up these bad guys for questioning. Back at Safe headquarters, we'll see that Hugo Strange is also now in cahoots with Scarecrow. But you can tell he fully doesn't trust Scarecrow, as he tells him being in business with Simon Saint doesn't make much sense, of course, unless he has an ulterior motive. But Scarecrow will counter Hugo Strange's argument with the same reasoning, that he also wouldn't be in business with Simon Saint just out of the goodness of his heart. Scarecrow isn't going to beat around the bush as to why he's here, as he bluntly tells Strange that word on the street is he's been trying to get his hands on his fear toxin and wants to know why. But Hugo will just shrug it off and tell him he's heard wrong. Now, of course, Scarecrow isn't going to buy this, and he's going to demand that Hugo Strange's friend should come out of hiding. And that friend will be none other than Keepsake. Now, Keepsake is going to go on to tell Scarecrow that he did steal his toxin, and he's actually gone on to re-engineer it to make it a better one. And all he wants for payment is to be able to rule Gotham with Scarecrow. But it doesn't appear that Scarecrow is up to negotiate, and he tells Hugo Strange he should really think about who he goes into business with. Now, as we catch back up with Catwoman and Harley, Catwoman knows that they are once again outnumbered and is highly considering taking a stealthy approach and attack. However, Harley has a different idea. Now, even though Harley made quite the crashing entrance, the combination of her and Catwoman still have no issue in overpowering these goons, and they send them hightailing in fear. As Catwoman takes a look inside the van, she realizes that Harley's intel was correct, but she'll have another obstacle in her way, and that being Hugo Strange's main man, Lockwood. And while Catwoman will have no issue getting the upper hand on Lockwood physically, well, Hugo Strange's main goon isn't going to play fairly, as he throws these toxic vials at Catwoman. But just before they can make an impact, it's going to be Harley who comes to save the day, this time taking one for the team, and this distraction will give Lockwood the opportunity to escape. Now, as issue 6 wraps up, we're going to find out that Harley is okay thanks to the quick actions of Catwoman and her learning a few tricks from Batman and carrying some poison antidote on her for these types of emergency situations. And as Catwoman heads back into the night, there's definitely some mutual respect between these two ladies now. And while Harley thinks that Catwoman is quite cool and has a soft spot in her heart for her, that still won't change the fact that she prefers her women in green. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give issue number 6 of Harley Quinn an 8.5 out of 10. The story once again is by Stephanie Phillips, who pumps out yet another fun issue where we get to see Harley and Catwoman not only kicking a lot of butt, but having a fun time in doing so. Now, as I started reading this issue, I could tell right away there was a new art team on board with Laura Barga doing the art and Eric Prianto on the colors, and there's definitely a new sleeker look to this series, but some of the wacky imagination that has grown on me was sadly missing. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap up my comic book review for Harley Quinn issue number 6. Now if you've been reading this series, what are your thoughts so far? Comment down below. Now I know this issue is also part of the Fear State storyline that's going on in DC, but I haven't checked out any other issues in the Fear State line. And if you guys have been reading the Fear State storyline, what are your thoughts so far? And is it worth for me to go and check out? I think it's going to be one of those series I wait till all the issues come out and then go back and read them all at one time if it's worth checking out. So guys, definitely let me know in the comments below. Alright guys, if you like comic book reviews like this and all things pop culture, make sure you stay tuned in here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.